the Porsche Panamera didn't need much improving. Okay, the humpback design was short of pretty, and people really liked complaining about the spine of many buttons down the center console. But once you sat down in one, and could no longer see the shape, then set the chassis how you wanted it, the nitpicking stopped. Now back for round 2, the Panamera has been visited with improvement in almost every area. We'll start with the styling. The 2017 design doesn't stray too far from the originals, but a handful of small changes come together to execute the stretched 911 look the car has always been going for. The rear roofline and side glass opening now mirror the sports cars. The back seat is no longer designed to fit a certain 6'6" CEO, so the roof has been dropped slightly, although Porsche claims the seat cushion has been lowered by the same amount, making for a net zero headroom change. The 2017 car's more pronounced shoulders, rear glass that reaches back farther, and a greater taper toward the rear bring it all together. There was less change in front. It's hard to tell a difference between the parts ahead of the windshield on this car and the facelifted first generation at a glance. That's fine by us. If you liked the first Panamera's design, you'll like this one. And if you didn't, well, you probably still will. And anyone who liked how the last one drove will be into the second-gen car. The original felt tight, composed, and amazingly Porsche-like, more so than the Cayenne SUV that busted out of the company's mold before it. Porsche used its usual combination of technology and deft chassis tuning to make the first Panamera something more than a sporty sedan with a hatch on the back, and all of that carries over to this new one. The car is about the same size, with a slightly longer wheelbase, but it feels even smaller around you, which is mostly down to the many sophisticated chassis systems. They're too numerous to even list here, but you can read our tech background or story for more details on what makes the car tick. We'll focus instead on how it drives. Although it has been changed, the steering manages to extend a through line from the last Panamera. The rack switches from hydraulic to electric assist, but the weight and feedback are similar to what the old car provided, at least in normal mode. There is some added artificial resistance when advanced safety features such as lane keeping kick in, and you can up the weight by choosing one of the sport chassis settings, but the new system retains the relaxed, precise attitude of the hydraulic rack. Porsche also gets points for adding rear axle steering that you can't really feel working, but you know that it is, better than adding out-of-phase weirdness like other brands do. With the optional rear steering and torque vectoring, this big car rotates incredibly well. You'd think the wheelbase got shorter, not longer,